Good morning, you guys. I'm so happy to be back. I'm gonna jump on for a minute because I got a lot to do. Child, I left my daughter house sitting. That's the worst thing I could ever did in my whole entire life. Y'all, when I tell y'all that girl did some terrible house sitting, I may as well had left the puppies here by themselves. I had vintage um whiskey and stuff on my bar. I get back, it's open. Yeah, I don't know what to do with them. I don't be knowing what to do with these kids. I just don't know what to do with them. And now she got the nerve to be mad at me because I've been fussing at her. Y'all doing okay this morning? Um, Hello, everyone. I got a chance to do everything but one thing. I did not get a chance to go and see and I was supposed to, hey, Miss Diane Brown, I was supposed to go see one of my friends, and I didn't get a chance to do that because yesterday was kind of hectic, and before we knew it, it was time to roll out. So that's why I say I'm going back. Yeah, I really enjoy Chicago. I can't. The last time I went, I didn't enjoy it, and it was probably because it was so cold. But y'all know what's so weird? Chicago's weather is weird because it got cold the night of the party. It was freezing to us, and but it wasn't freezing to the people in Chicago. But it dropped down to like in the 50s. It was cold, but she had like a Hawaii themed party, so she had fire everywhere. But we was freezing, and then like the next day it was hot. Like the next day it was really hot, and yesterday it was really hot. So I I'm gonna go back and enjoy myself some more. I loved it. I did. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm going through my doggy bag, my stuff I bought for my puppies. But my daughter was the house sitter child, and she may as well had not been here. She I don't even. I've been so mad at my daughter. It's just ridiculous. Just how you gonna open up my vintage whiskey and stuff on my bar? She opened up a bottle of my sweet bitch wine. Oh Lord, she just everything she wasn't supposed to do. Everything she wasn't supposed to do. She she did it. Y'all, what's going on? I'm waiting to let um everybody start coming in. I got Remy and Rainbow some barrettes to put on their hair. That's what I'm opening. If y'all hear plastic, to look at them. Darn, in the messing with my stuff. Yes, messing with my stuff. I listen. Now, y'all, my washroom, I keep it overstocked. I'm one of those people that like to overstock on washing powder and Clorox and cleaning stuff. That's why I love the Dollar Tree, and I love to go get my washing powder and stuff from Big Lots and from Walmart. All I know is that my washroom don't look like it's overstocked no more. It don't look like it. So I don't know what's missing because I have so much. I just know some stuff is missing. And um I always go by the hefty bags. I said, "Oh no, Heifer, you a lie." She went. I like to go to Sam's and buy those hefty garbage bags, black bags. And how about I get the 120 in a box? How about she opened up a box and took a whole row of them? I said, "You better bring it back." And I don't even want to talk about her going through my. I knew she was gonna take my body scrubs and stuff, a lot of them. I would have been pissed. I got a sign in my house, don't mess with me. She done, oh Lord, child. I tell you. So I haven't. I was intending to get on like every day. I was like, I'm gonna when I get back to the resort, I'm gonna log in and do a show. And every day that we got back to the resort, I fell out and went to sleep. Right, I fell out and went to sleep. I was so tired. I couldn't because we was consistently going. And like I said, on the last day, um, one of my friends, she pulled one over on me. Okay, her daughter, she pulled one over on me because her flight left early, but her daughter's flight didn't leave until later. So I had some plans for it yesterday, and I kind of had to revise those plans. But like I said, I'm going back. Anyways, I'm going back. I ain't going back in the cold, but I'm going back because I really enjoyed it. It's so funny because we went to um my friends just had to go to this place that went to Taste of Chicago, and they fell in love with this chicken place. I don't like to buy foods that Chicago has a lot of eateries too. I don't like to buy foods that I can get at home, but we don't have a Harold's. Their chicken is really good. Child, we went to a Harold's. She was like, we got to go to a Harold's. The first Harold's we got to was a Harold's in the hood. Chicken was pretty good. Next to St. Lawrence, St. STL's, North, next to St. Lawrence Street. I was like, that's the street FBG Duck and them used to hang out on. And you could tell it was a hood too. Oh, child. And yeah. Anyways, I enjoyed it. It was really nice. Anyways, you guys, I'm trying to wait and let everybody come in. I wanted to take another trip, but I can't trust nobody to stay at my house. I can't even trust my daughter. Um, Diane Brown, Clarinetta, Shan, Teresa, Nola Girl, Miss Muffin, um, Cypress, Kenny, ZK, Lil Mama, Big Pat, Cocktails with Sean, Michelle, Nothing, nothing. I don't want to miss nobody. Omar. Um, did I get everybody? I want to acknowledge everybody that is in the chat. Boozy, greetings, one of my favorite goddess bloggers. Thank you, Boozy. Boozy Nine Ether. Um, King, King Lil J, Tim's Avenue. How is everybody doing today? I hope that you guys are doing okay on today. I wanted to talk about Hernandez Govan is going to trial. Now, there had been a lot of speculation about whether Hernandez Govan will go to trial. Hernandez Govan's attorney. I wish I'd had the opportunity, and I think you all can remember his what's up, the Alabama hitter Durham, Handle, whatever his name, Handle Durham. Hey, TB21, had said that it all depended on the prosecutors. So it don't leave a lot to the imagination. It's pretty obvious, although when you dealing in legal terms, nothing can be obvious, right? It has to be stated, it has to be factual. But I guess I could step out on the limb and say it was pretty obvious when his attorney said, we're waiting to see it all depends on the prosecution. Rather, he testifies in the case. He didn't say be a co-defendant. He said rather he testifies in the case or not. So normally, and I'm sure anybody that has been in and out of the legal system or work with the legal system, you don't really have to be an attorney. Although I'm not one, okay, to know that if an attorney says something like that, it is because, and he flat out said that they had been trying to work out something. So what would they be trying to work out other than some type of negotiation, right? If they could give um more than likely, okay, him a good enough deal so that he could he would probably would have been willing to testify. Not probably, his attorney said it, to testify. And I'm pretty sure with Hernandez Govan, he probably wanted complete exoneration, okay, which is not possible. Although I've been very vocal about from the very beginning, I don't believe that Hernandez Govan, I don't believe that he was a shooter. I don't believe that he was the mastermind, because a lot of people said that they felt like he was a shooter, but I don't believe that he was a shooter. Um, he could have been out there, but I don't believe he was a shooter. I don't believe he was the mastermind, and I don't believe that he paid for the hit with his money. Do I believe, I've said this many a times, do I believe that he had a participation? Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe that they went to him about this hit. So he could play a very intricate part of this situation, right? I believe that he and Teasy were more than likely to go to people, or maybe just him. And then it trickled down to Teasy and then to straight dropping them, right? So it's very surprising to me that Hernandez Govan at his age would be willing to, although they play a lot of games, they've gotten very mom. So you don't really know what's going on. Cause me myself, I'm not convinced that there's going to be a trial, because people can go to court and they go, here's the deal. When the trial starts, they can, on the first day, they could plead out. They could plead out at any time. That's what a lot of people don't understand, right? So I'm really not convinced that there will be a trial, just because of the sketchiness that has kind of been going on lately. Straight drop is not a big a fool as people would think that he is. He a fool, but he ain't. He's not. The first law of first law of survival is self-preservation, right? So he ain't a bigger fool, because from my understanding, and I spoke about this months ago in my members. So I guess it's get ready to come out. I could drop this little gem. Folks be going in my members anyways. Is that Straight Drop had wanted for Cornelius to tell on Yo Gotti and them. Okay, he didn't want to do it. He wanted Cornelius to do it, which I don't think he would. He had a problem with it. But from what I was told, okay. So that's kind of why, when people feel like, well, this and that, I always say that everybody has a right to his or her own opinion. Okay. I don't knock people for their opinions. When you see people going at folks because they have difference of opinions, or they've been told something different, you have to question, you have to question their motives, right? Because nobody on here has any business taking shots at another vlogger who has not taken one at them. Um, you know, okay, I work outside of here, so I don't have to make up anything. I'm not gonna be into beefs. This is not how I eat or anything like that. I genuinely would like to see justice be served, right? And I think we all have to put ourselves, I'm gonna get back to Hernandez Govan in a few minutes, but I want to say this. I think we all have to put ourselves, regardless to what side you stand on. I don't make it. I always said I don't stand on a side. I always stand on the side of what's right. And what's right is there being justice for taking out a man that was walking into a cookie shop just because they had an issue with him. I mean, anytime you hear something, it goes back to they mad because he talked about a girl. They mad because He was flexing on them. They mad he shouldn't have been talking. You can't just take somebody out just because you get mad at what they say, right? And so I think that I guess for me, because I am a righteous person, okay, and I do care about our communities, and I see like what has happened in the Memphis community since this has happened. It's forced so many young dudes to have to pick a side, and so many young dudes have lost their lives, right? And so as a woman in my 40s, I'd be a damn fool to get on here and perpetuate anything other than what's right. Okay. And so what pisses me off is because I ain't in the street. Okay. I'm not in the street. I've never been in the street. I always worked for the police departments. Okay. And so people can say, well, you the police, you this and you that, as a citizen of any community, because it can happen to anybody. I think people should stand on the side of what's right, and this need to be deaded. These young dudes need to see justice being served, okay? Because a lot of them don't even care about losing their lives, because you have a bunch of these old ass niggas that tell them it's an honor to go and lose their life for something that don't even mean nothing. But they ain't gonna go lose their life. They're gonna go back to their mansions and go up underground. I've been preaching this for the longest, right? And so I think it is imperative that there be justice, right? People wanted to, I don't say a lot of the stuff that I could say. Okay. It's just, I'm not going to say it because I'm just not going to put a lot of stuff into the atmosphere. We let the trial come out. Okay. One thing about me, if somebody tell me, I'm going to tell you something now, but I don't want you to say anything. I ain't going to say it. I'm not going to do it. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything because YouTube don't pay my bills. Okay, my credibility and my integrity is more important, right? But I think it is imperative as a righteous person that everybody, you got so many eyes that's focused in on what's gonna happen as a human being that's got some type of humility or human feelings, to see that this man's family get justice. You can't just go and take down a person because you jealous of him. First of all, you go send a hit, because that's what happened. And so I think that's what everybody tends to forget when they're talking about Govan. Okay, Govan didn't just sit down and decide, listen, we're gonna take out young Dolph. I'd be a fool to believe something like that. He didn't do it. If you believe what Mr. N say, and I believe what Mr. N says, and you don't have to believe what Mr. N says. There is evidence of it. Okay, pre taking him out. When there was a consistent pattern of trying to take him out. If you don't want to believe what Mr. N says, go reference the shootings that happened before he was ever even taken out, because there was a history of trying to take him out, right? And it was by the same people. So if Govan was the one that wanted him gone, you got to believe that you're going to have to believe at that point. Okay, well then Govan was the one that was involved in the 3-4 hits that was on his life that came from the same people before, and we didn't hear anything about Govan being involved. At this point, we haven't, right? So, but what we do know is that Govan had an affiliation with the exact same people who was mentioned in trying to take him out before. Everybody that has ever tried to take him out has had an affiliation with CMG. Folks, if you can eat. Listen, I'm getting rebaptized next week, so here go one for the road, because I ain't gonna say it no more, okay? Because I'm rededicating my life to the Lord, okay? But whoever don't like it can eat the shit out of my ass, because it ain't no way 1 + 1 is 2 all day, every single day, okay? That's it. You don't have to be an investigator. You don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to have nothing but common sense to see what it is, right? And so, anyways, Govan, okay, Govan, It's surprising to me, right? So Govan was brought in. Govan can bring down the people that actually hired him. It wasn't just one person. Okay, it wasn't just one person. I know now everybody, because before Big Jook was, unfortunately, and rest in peace to him. I hate that happened to Big Jook. I really did. I hate that happened to him. Okay. I had cousins and stuff that that's out in the street that knew Big Jook in them. And you know, hey, they liked him more than they liked his brother. They said he was a more solid person than his brother was. Okay. So hey, listen, I understand loyalty can really get you messed up. I don't know what happened to him, okay? I don't know what happened to him, Big Jook. I don't believe it had anything to do with this Dolph situation, but I hate that happened to him, right? Because he is somebody's son. He was somebody's father. I don't be wanting to see these folks get slaughtered. That's not my mentality. It's just not. I'm not God. So unless a person is a threat to your life, and he was at a wedding or something, a funeral thing, repast. So evidently he was not a threat. So I don't be wanting to see stuff like that. Okay. I don't be wanting to see mothers go through that type of hurt. I'm a mother myself, right? So I'm not barbaric. So that's why you don't ever see me getting on here talking bad about Big Jook in his passing, because I just think it's some things that you just don't say and do. Right. And so for people to think that they are clever enough, that the people that are involved in prosecuting this case and investigating this case is dumb enough to just accept that he was the only person involved, that lets you know a lot of people's brain cells are fried. Okay. They've been on drugs and stuff too long. Okay. Because when people on drugs, they think they clever, and you be sitting laughing at them and saying in your mind, "Oh, them drugs, they a crackhead." Okay, them drugs that made them a crackhead. They shaking and trembling and thinking they clever and stuff, and be looking like a damn fool, and you be feeling sorry for them, right? My grandma used to say, the worst person in the world, the most pitifulest person in the world, is a pitiful person that think that they smart. They pitiful and they don't even know it. She said that's worse than that's the worst type of pitiful, when you pitiful and you don't even realize you pitiful. Okay. I think so too, Great Face. And it was coming. They knew it was coming. So, but with Govan was brought in, and so you have to think about, why did they even go to Govan? You don't just go and get somebody, right? Um, like they would never walk up to me or a lot of people on here and say, I want you to go and take somebody out. It's got to be somebody that you know, somebody that you feel like um will do it and has a pattern of doing it, right? Or something like that. Okay. You're not just gonna go up to anybody. So that's why when they say, well, Cornelius, I kind of heard the story about, Cornelius, you know what I mean? But um they never would have asked him if he was just somebody that was cleaning cars. Cause they don't know if he gonna tell if he got the heart. He was already hanging around them dudes, okay? Um, anyways, but let's go back to Govan. Govan has the capabilities of bringing down a lot of people. Will he do it? Will he tell on Yo Gotti and the rest of them? Because see, when people get through, I know a lot of people say, "Well, Yo Gotti ain't gonna go to jail." That's besides the point. Was he involved? If they gonna tell the truth, they gonna tell the truth. If they right, they gonna tell the truth about it. Okay. And let me just say this, hey, just because a person, it's a lot of people that have been involved in stuff that have not gone to jail, or they end up going to jail later. Okay. It don't mean that they're innocent. Yo Gotti has said himself in songs and things of that nature, that the feds have been watching him and following him and all of that. He has said himself when he has gotten on, when he was very vocal early on, and we've done videos on that, right? That he was going to get rid of his phones. Why would anybody want to get rid of their phones unless there is some type of paranoia, right? I mean, yeah, unless there's some type of paranoia. Why would the feds choose out of all the rappers? And there's a lot of rappers that's out there that's doing a whole lot of stuff. Why would the feds choose to be watching him and following him? Why? He ain't even that big of an artist. So why would the feds be bothered with him? Okay. Ty says Govan is a soldier that possibly won't fold, but it's hot in that kitchen. I'm hearing football numbers. He's not going. I'm gonna tell you something. I thought Govan would have been smarter about it. Govan is not going to win. He is not going to. And he got a good lawyer. And I'm sure that at this point, maybe it ain't no telling what's gonna go on in that courtroom, because I think it's some stuff going on. Okay, behind the scenes still. But let's just say we have to look at what we've been presented with. Okay, so as far as we know, he's supposed to be going to trial. Govan got awful old to be stupid. Okay. He can't win, not even with that good lawyer that he's got. Okay, so who's paying for that lawyer? Who's paying for it? Because if that lawyer is going to be in the courtroom, I'm talking about that lawyer from out of Atlanta, that handsome lawyer that was Dirk's lawyer. That man went and got. Then they say he went and got his licenses. That he had to go and pass the Tennessee bar. I don't know if there are reciprocity laws where they have to take some type of test or something like that in order to get their licenses. Because every state has different laws, so he had to take a test. Is he going to be in there? Who's paying for that lawyer? Because he don't come cheap. He don't need the publicity of the Young Dolph case because he already has a lot of publicity. So he's not going to do it pro bono. So who would be paying for that lawyer, right? So you would have to, if he decides to take this to trial, and as far as we know, they say he is taking it to trial. I just don't believe. I don't believe that they would let Govan out on a $90,000 bail for nothing. Okay, but I don't know. All of that stuff is sealed, so all we can do is speculate. All we can do is speculate. Okay, but Govan does have. I believe that he's got the information to take down a lot of the people at the top. Will he tell on Gotti? When the people came to him, did he was Gotti there? Because according to Cornelius, from what I was told, Cornelius allegedly, I have to say, I'll go and say allegedly, but I mean, he did say it, but I have to say allegedly from, he knew that according to Cornelius, he never talked to, you know, um, YG. I'll say YG. He never talked to YG, but he knew that what they was doing was for him. Now that's what I was told he said. Ty says it's a national effort to get these guys out the way via Rico, Chicago, Memphis, Dallas, Houston, Detroit, and LA. I don't believe Govan charge and his trial will come from Shelby County. He's in the category separate from the shooters. State will handle shooters, Fed will handle the rest. Page C. Clean says Govan is going to be unalive before the trial. The streets are hunters. Well, Govan been moving around in the streets, and he ain't. And what's so weird is I never understood why he wanted to, because he wanted to work and stuff. I never understood why he wanted to move around in the streets like that, knowing that something could happen to him. Now that was all I always wondered why he wasn't scared to move around in the streets. I didn't think that it would have been good for him to move around in the streets. But like I said, but what's so weird to me is that Govan is, I do believe he had an involvement, but the charges that they've charged him with, those are serious charges. Those are serious charges. We don't know who the witnesses are. All it takes is somebody coming in there cooperating, you know, well, yeah, he told me this, I knew this and that. And he could get some football numbers for real. So that's a gamble for him to go to trial, um, and get all that time. I don't think he's innocent, but I don't believe that he, did. I don't believe that he was the mastermind. Um, Greyface says keyword used when the news called and asked about Govan. Right, and they didn't. If they wouldn't talk about it. Okay, all they had to say was, I found that very suspicious too. Why not talk about it? If he's going to trial, and they say he is going to trial, straight drop is, that's all they had to say. But they don't want to talk about it. Keyword used and when the news called and asked about Govan was they didn't want to interfere with the investigation. It ain't over for those popping bottles. That's true. You got that right. Um, who would he fold on though if the hitters are locked up? The fears are going to fool Govan just like they did Craig Pettis when he thought he had a deal and they threw the book at him. The prosecutors is going by the script. He can't see he's going to squeal because he might not make it back to court. They let a mastermind a elementary school, be at elementary school around y'all children. She Johnson, the people who plan and pay for um, unalignments are looked at as worse than the actual shooter to the law. That's true. I've always said, hey, Tempora, I've always said, even more so than straight dropping them, the people who pay for this hit is worse than them. They are the ones that really took young Dolph out. They are the ones that took him out. Because if they had not paid for it, straight dropping them would not have done, they would not have hit him up. They wouldn't have. They was able to pay a bunch of, little street dudes to go and mess their lives up. Straight Drop had dreams of being a rapper. So, I've always said this. Why was Straight Drop hanging around Brett Gang's artists? They had started giving him features. It was like that was one of his payments. He thought that he was going to go up. They had already been finessing him. He was hanging out with them before it happened. I mean, the writing is on the wall that this man had been promised, just like, the devil had said to Jesus when Jesus was fasting in the wilderness. I like to use scripture. Okay. When Jesus was fasting in the wilderness, the devil tried to tempt him. He told him he'd give him all the riches and all the glories if he would just break his fast. Okay. He tried to make him eat, and Jesus said, Satan, get beneath me, get thee behind me. I shall not live by bread alone. And so I think people need to reference that when they're doing anything for money, right? Even back in the Bible days, the enemy was trying to even, you know, trick the Messiah with things, with money, with glitz and glamour and all of that, right? It was always a trick. And it was no different. They tricked him, they was finessing him, he was hanging out with these artists. unfortunately, he thought he was getting ready to go up, and in his mind, he felt like, well, I don't care for young Dolph anyways. I'm mad at him because of whatever. I don't care for him. And like he said, I got this in my back pocket. Spoken like a true 21-year-old fool. Okay, because me and Straight Drop, I got a child that was born the same year as Straight Drop, so I already know that they still, especially at that time, wet behind the ear. And you have a lot of these older street dudes that are able to think circles around them because their ass has been on this earth 20, 30 years longer, old and rusty, messing up somebody's damn child. Okay? That's the reason why I be going hard on them. I be madder at them than I do a bunch of these damn little young fools. Cause they know better. And so I always talk about the roots of a tree. If you're gonna talk about the root of the tree, then all of them folk got in, all of them folk Moneybagg and all of them, because Moneybagg ain't never passed the smell test to me. I still think that it was something. He encouraged it or something. It was his damn artist he was hanging out with, and him. Hey, Black youngster and them goes without saying. Straight Drop would opted to hang more so around Brett Game because those artists were more successful than the heavy camp artists. Okay. And I think it's really sad because those dudes had a good thing going. Moneybagg is real talented. I don't hate on him. He is talented. He's one of the, not the only, but he's one of the top talented ones to come from out of the Memphis area. Yo Gotti, people loved him. He has his own sound, and people like that. Young Dolph was very successful. They was jealous of Young Dolph because he knew the business part of it. He figured out the business part of it because if Young Dolph had been rapping and wasn't making no traction or anything like that, he wasn't going up. He had not figured out the recipe. They would have been laughing at him and calling him a local. We ain't gonna respond to that nigga. They wouldn't have did nothing. But because he was actually gaining traction and doing the darn thing and speaking about it, um, and they couldn't hold him back. Cause see, people would go behind closed doors as what Yo Gotti was doing to see. People try to say he didn't hate Young Dolph, but you don't do the type of stuff that he did if you don't hate a person. I believe became more of an obsession. When people try and do things to you and hold you back, and they think, oh, I got him this time, and you pop back up like a jack out the box, nigga, I'm back, and I'm back stronger this time. It becomes an obsession. Damn, we thought we dead at this dude, and they pop back up. This nigga keep popping up like a jack out the box. How he get around that? We went to the execs and did this. He got around that. That's because money talks. He understood that. Okay, you go and you make your money. I don't care if people go, well, we gonna be in an alliance, but you walking there with that black leather backpack on, T.I. and all of them on your back. Nigga, how much you need to be on a feature? I got cash. All of that loyalty goes out the door. Even if they have said, oh, we on your side, we ain't gonna do no features with him, we gonna keep him out. But they already know that they signed to 5, 6, 7, 8 people. So he walking there, they overcharging. Give me 75 G's. I'm counting it out right now. All that loyalty goes out the door. So Young Dolph understood money talk. Okay. And they couldn't hold him down. You can't hold a person down, especially when it's meant for them to get somewhere. If it's already written, you can't stop it. And so it became like an obsession. Listen, I know what people gonna say, and I don't get mad about folks who say that well, I'm pro Yo Gotti. You could be him, you could be pro him. I ain't got no issues with it. But I'm just gonna say this: you don't allow as many attempts as it was on his life. Of course, it would be a federal case. That was a consistent history of trying to take this one man out, and it all came from the same camp. You don't consistently let the people in your camp have a history of trying to take somebody out. If you sit up and say you the CEO and you can't stop it, that means you ain't no CEO. Maybe he's just the face of CMG. I don't know. Because I ain't gonna be a boss and have a bunch of people around me that threatens to jeopardize what I have built. I'm gonna dead that. Not unless I want it. No, I work too hard. If I say this issue is between me and this person, if I say stop, you need to stop. If you can't stop, then we're gonna have to dismiss you. You ain't gonna eat over here because we ain't gonna feed you. Because you're threatening my establishment and what I built. You ain't got to be out in the street to know that man wanted it and called it. Okay, according to a high-ranking investigator, his brother was his enforcer. So if somebody high-ranking in the police department, I know all these people want to put these theories out about they got the police department wrapped around their finger. It's impossible for every police officer to be crooked. If you're talking about a patrolman, would a patrolman be looking out for them? They tell them this, okay, well, there might be whispers, but shout out to the patrolmen. They do a good job, but they ain't got no rank. They ain't got no brass on them. They don't make no decisions. Not, I ain't trying. Listen, I loves the police. Y'all know I'm pro police. Okay, the good ones. But they don't make no decisions. That's the reason why I never, when they said, what you got to say about that? Not a damn thing. A patrolman don't run nothing. They'll tell you. Now, if they were saying some of them sergeants down there was trying to flip because they're the ones, that will be over the case. Okay, they're the investigators. It starts from the sergeants and not the lieutenants oversee it. They got Tony Mullins down there, who's been down there forever. Tony Mullins don't give a damn about no Yo Gotti. One of the most solid white dudes that I've ever known. He always was. I worked right in there with him. So then they want to talk about Caroline. Caroline, I ain't got no issues with Caroline. She wasn't never one of my favorites. But Caroline ain't get ready to lose what she got for no damn Yo Gotti. Caroline got people watching her. Those chiefs that are over Caroline watch over that case. They have to they watch over that case. And Chief Davis is more involved than what people would know as far as overseeing to make sure everything is going the way that it should go. They always was. They always did ever since it happened. Right? So Caroline can't just do what she want to do in an investigation. I think Caroline was just promoted to a colonel over investigations maybe a year or so ago. She wasn't even when they was talking about Caroline, she was out there on the scene. I tried to tell you bitches, not y'all, but I'm talking about some of these other ones that was coming in here messing with me. I know the structure of the police department. I worked there too many damn years. Caroline was over the Southeast precinct. Well, why was she out there? Motherfucker, I told you she had to be out there because when they found out that it was I'm getting ready to tell y'all what happened. They weren't listening to me before. I'm going to say it one and last final time. And I'm not going to cuss no more because I'm getting ready to be rebaptized. Okay? When they found out that it was young Dolph, the chief called the colonel of the Southeast precinct, which would be Airways now, and said that there's a high profile rapper that was taken out. It's a DOA over at the cookie shop on Airways. Okay. It's a high profile rapper. You need to go make the scene. If it had not been Caroline, it would have been anybody else. Because my friend was over at that precinct at one time. They moved it. Okay. So if it had not been her, It would have been whoever the colonel was. It would have been anybody that they didn't even recognize. It was other officials, high-ranking officials out there, but nobody knew them. They just knew Caroline from the first 48. How come nobody said the DEA and the FBI was out there? How come ain't nobody said nothing about that? Because they didn't recognize them. I mean the ATL. Okay. So Caroline had to make the scene because she was given an order because it was a high profile rapper that was a DOA. Okay. She had to. If she didn't come out there to try and do this, and that. She did that. It would have, that's how it is. It's uniform all the way across the board. If it had been anybody else that was high profile in any other precinct, that is what would have had to happen. Right. But people don't care about the truth. It's just all about numbers. So I ain't gonna even talk about that no more. Okay, because I've said it many times before. So when folks get to hollering about Caroline had no influence, especially at that time, over the investigation. She was just over the Southeast precinct. She had no influence other than her officers were the ones, those patrolmen that y'all saw out there blocking out the streets. Those were her officers. They made the scene. She didn't have no influence over crime scene at all. That is a totally, completely different division. She can't tell them a damn thing. Okay. So I try to tell y'all that, right? So, anyways, it is impossible. My sweet auntie, I love her so much. You talking about black girl magic for real. She done been promoted. She was working right in there in homicides when this shit happened. That's the reason why I was going in on you bitches. Now everybody down there ain't crooked. Cause my auntie up in there and she handles business. That's why I said, y'all, he gonna get justice. She been promoted, black girl magic. They moved her somewhere else so I could talk about it. Okay, she was in this last batch. Okay, that was promoted. So it is impossible. My auntie don't didn't give a damn about no darn rap. No influencer, no rapper that has been or his crew that has participated in a crime. Okay. So when they were saying they got them, I said I know one in there they ain't have done. My other little friend that was in there, he been promoted. Shout out to him, the lieutenant. I know he ain't sold out. He grew up he grew up right in Whitehaven with the rest of us. He was closer to the South Memphis, almost closer to the South Memphis area, which they consider Whitehaven, South Memphis now. He was closer to the South Memphis area on down. Okay, so all he ever did, even when we was working in traffic together, he was one of those ones that didn't cut corners like that. He always been a good dude. He went down there trying to sabotage no case. So, anyways, she says I used to hate when out of towners bloggers speak on Memphis and don't know what it is that's going on. Well, I'll say this as it relates to the out of towners because hey, I think we everybody just kind of vlog on anything. You know what I mean? Anybody can vlog on because I vlog on other cities. I try to do that anyways. But I'm gonna tell you something that I would never do. And I saw a lot of that happen with the Memphis area. What I saw was not all vloggers, not all out of town vloggers. I don't even like to say, well, that's an out of towner and they this and that. No, because it's quite a few out of town vloggers that be on that I like listening to. Right? I feel like because sometimes you could be too close to a situation and you go, dog, I really, hey, I'm gonna stay away from that right there. But I'm gonna stay away from that right there. But hey, but you got vloggers that don't live within the city of Memphis that can say, that'll get on and say it. You have a lot of vloggers. Well, a few I've seen. Hey, they keep it. I like their content. But I think the issue that I've had with some others is that they went out of their way to try and discredit Memphis vloggers. They don't know what they talking about. This, and that. Motherfucker, you'll never know more than me, bitch. I was born and raised in Memphis. I know just about every street in Memphis. You don't even know the streets. And you gonna try and discredit me? I would never vlog on Chicago, Atlanta, Dallas, with Texas, California, nowhere. And try and discredit the people that's walking around there every day in that city. Because I know they know the people. They got their ear to the street for real. They connected. They know what happens. Even if they don't know the person directly, they know by knowing somebody that knows. So I don't try and discredit people from that lives in a city. Them folks know that city. They the hearts of the streets as it relates to that city, whether they in the streets or not. They know somebody that is in that city. But of course, I'm sane. There's no insanity over here. Okay, I might be most women a little cuckoo, but I ain't insane. Marcus says we talking about them lifeless ones who be right. Listen. I never understood how people could. I do now. Now that I know what's going on, I never. At first I was like, how in the world could people blame Young Dolph's artist, but not blame the people that had a pattern of taking them out? If folks turn on their brain, don't be fanned out. Just turn their brain on. You could turn it on sometimes. Okay, you could say, brain, come on. Okay, um, and go, dog. But they never speak about the people that had a pattern of trying to take him out. They never speak about the people that had a pattern. And then your brain ought to tell you it's something wrong with that. We're going to blame his mama, his daddy, his brother, his sister, his kids, his wife, his artist. But then there's a group of people that had a history of trying to take him out. Every time he was hit, it was by these people. And then the people that took him out is affiliated with the same people. The people get on there and troll, do videos, and I'm gonna accuse everybody else. And people's minds don't tell them there's something wrong with that. Okay, it's something wrong with that. Ain't no vlog. I don't think no vlogger solved the Young Dogs case. I think it was the citizens of Memphis. It wasn't the vloggers. It was the citizens of Memphis that knew what had happened, that was calling into Crime Stoppers until they shut the system down. They was calling in all night telling what had happened. They put the police, it was the citizens of Memphis that anonymously called in, and they wanted it out so bad. Blogger, they started going up under fake pages and putting the stuff on the internet, and you have bloggers who that was watching that. You have bloggers that was looking at it, surfing the internet, looking at these anonymous pages and people putting up pictures and saying, it was this is who, these are the ones that was involved. That's what it was, the citizens, the anonymous citizens of Memphis that's out there in the streets that solved that case. I ain't giving no vlogger no credit for that, because they knew what had happened. So when vloggers started seeing it, they started getting, the people who was involved started putting their people on the internet, and they started paying vloggers to try and change the narrative, and started promising, them, that I'll put your artists on and this and that. I'm told y'all what's gonna happen with some of these vloggers, but y'all ain't listen to me. Some of them crossed the line and got involved in some real criminal activities as it relates to this case. But y'all don't be listening to me though. Now that I know that it's gonna happen for sure, I don't even I just I go, Lord, thank you. God is good. Them prayers be working. So I ain't gonna even talk about that. McName says that's why I don't even care for social media no more. I'm a Dolph fan and Gotti listener. Listen, Gotti got a song I like. I love that 5 Star Chick song. Listen, I have my cousins and them had rock with Gotti and them alone. Okay, they did when he was when he was a local at these clubs and stuff. They made sure they went to them hole in the wall clubs. That's the reason why I say, because it was Yo Gotti this, Yo Gotti that. I'm not gonna sit here and say that people didn't mess with Gotti. They still like him. A lot of them hate what he has done. And so when folks say that it's a North Memphis and South Memphis, where I don't think them older cats in North Memphis got involved in that crap. Them dudes out there getting money. That's why you don't ever hear me say anything bad about North Memphis, because I ain't got nothing bad to say. It's not a North Memphis, South Memphis thing to me. We all Memphians. I don't divide up my city like that. I just don't do it like that. When I saw them North Memphis dudes out there, when unfortunately Jook had lost his life, them dudes was out there. I was like, them dudes got some money, and they stay in the background. They just want to try to make their money, and you didn't see them dissing Dolph. You didn't hear nobody from North Memphis, not even the young dudes dissing Dolph. I did. I didn't see it. She ain't in the street. Well, I mean, I ain't see it. I didn't even see it on the internet. Because the truth of the matter is, if you talk to some of them dudes from over there in North Memphis, even if they was riding more with Yo Gotti or whoever, they felt like it wasn't even necessary for something like that to happen. Them dudes was listening to Dolph music too. I mean, it didn't have to happen like that. It was unnecessary for what? I'm glad Memphis citizens stepped up. I think overall we tired of this BS crimes against our people. Absolutely. G Finley says they so fan out over Dolph. They say his artists are talented just because. Well, now, G Finley, don't do that now. You ain't got to be fan out now. G Finley, because I like G Finley. I mess with him. And now, G Finley, it makes you sound like a hater when you say that Young Dolph's artists are. You got to be, that his artists are not talented. It makes you sound like a hater. His artists are talented. I'm not fanned out. I like his artist music. They are talented. Now, see, I'm not a hater because I say I like Moneybagg. I like Lil Boogie. I like they're talented. I like Homie G. I don't listen to their music, but I mean, I've heard their sound. They are talented. I like the little boy that came from over there in West Memphis. He said never a hater, congratulator. Who else they got over there? Did I say Big Boogie? I like him. Big Boogie have a lot of energy. Who else over there? Um, I've never listened to Glorilla's music, but I mean, I want to see the young lady do well because she a young lady. I would love to see her do well. I think these artists should have learned the business. You got artists as talented as Moneybagg that's probably supposed to be making somebody making a whole heap of money off of Moneybagg. They making a whole lot of money off of Moneybagg. Okay, Moneybagg ain't even getting a third of what he should be getting off of himself, right? And so they get mad at Dolph because he teaches artists how to really get money. They're independent. It's hard to be independent, okay? To promote yourself and all that. It's hard. So that dude really taught them folks got a fan base. Most independent artists don't even have a fan base the way Young Dolph set his artists up. Them dudes is hard for real. You can't just have a fan base because you Young Dolph's artist. You gotta be talented. Them little dudes is talented. They young, they vibrant, they handsome, and they talented. And so every time you look at them, you are reminded of Young Dolph, and that is how it's supposed to be. That's how we know he left his legacy behind, of course. So we're not gonna take anything from Paper Route because that dude, even though they was doing all they could to take him out before he put his footprint in the sand, they couldn't stop it because that man had a dogmatic work energy and determination. And it's a darn shame to be taken out just because you have a determination to provide for your family, to leave a legacy behind and build something. That's what you call hating. Okay, they was slick fanned out, except for they was fanned out in a sadistic way that you want to see somebody unalive and continuously do it until you take him out because of your jealousy. And now look at them. Okay, people don't want to hear that, but I'm y'all know I have to speak the truth. Okay, I was trying to be good early on, but y'all gonna make me just go ahead and tell the truth, which I'm gonna do anyway, because I always tell the truth. Right? Why Fat is from out of West Memphis, Arkansas? Okay. He like is always dropping music. J Mun. So is it J Mun or J Lamons? He always dropping music. Didn't Key Glock just drop an album called Glockavelli? Didn't Key Glock just drop an album called Glockavelli or something? Them dudes always working. They counted Kenny Money out so bad. I see. I be loving to talk about Kenny Money because when Kenny Money, Young Dolph was first taken out, nobody knew anything about Kenny Money. I mean, people knew about him, but he was one of the ones. I would say one of the ones in the background, right? Yes, I did, Ashley. Yes, I did. You talking about in Chicago? Yes, I did. Okay. But Key Glock, Ashley, are you talking about when I was at the Taste and See in Chicago? I sure did. Yes, I did. I enjoyed everything about Chicago. But they can't stand Key Glock because Key Glock got a lot of traction. G Finley, you from Chicago? I enjoyed myself so much in Chicago. It's so much eating. I'm telling you, I really did. Chicago, like I enjoyed myself. Ashley says we stayed at the Sheraton and walked right outside. My mom loved it. Um, it's Newski says, Kenny been having money. Damn, we been cautious and killer sauce. I'm gonna tell y'all something with Kenny Money. Kenny Money was one of those ones that pushed himself to the front through hard work and consistency. That's why I got a lot of respect for that dude. And so that's why they went and they started trying to mess with him. Okay. They started messing with Kenny Money. They started having I believe they started having Lil Miko or somebody to try and mess with him or something. Ashley says, okay, so Miss T and relocating to Shy, it's been one of my favorite places since visiting 98. Newski says, Glock Cutthroat, keep believing him. Well, I don't know what Key Glock is. I just know he didn't have nothing to do with what happened to young Dolph. I do know that. Black Money says Key Glock music ain't the same as with Dolph. G Finley says born and raised Chicago boy. I loved it there, G Finley. Paige T Clean says Glock has done 4 albums and 17 features since Young Dolph's Unaliving. I like Kenny Money. I like all of them. I like Kenny Money. Hey Lori, I like Kenny Money. I like Key Glock. Key Glock has his own laid back sound. That dude be getting money for real. I think they mad at him because he got that same um he has a mysteriousness about himself. Okay, he don't really fool with nobody. But every time you see him, he handsome and young and vibrant and up on stage. He just got that Dolph's air about him. And he should, because that was his mentor. And that dude be getting money. Okay. A lot of these other artists that you see all the time that's got these labels and all of these people backing them, you see them more, but they ain't getting the type of money Key Glock and them getting. He said free Hoover this month. Um, the real T says I can't forget about YTN freestyle. Yeah, Paper Route selling out shows. So I don't really know where people get that from. I'm gonna tell you how people are. People tend to believe that the more media presence that you have, um you got to be the more successful or richer artist. Um Being more famous does not make you more wealthy. Wealth and fame is not associated. When the blacks started getting in the game, they made sure that they separated that. If you're famous, you're really supposed to be wealthy. But unfortunately, blacks, because of a lot of our people, because of their lack of good business sense, have allowed them to separate that. Because see, you're a dangerous person when you say, I just want the money. You can keep the fame. Show me how to get to the money. But black people, I'm successful because I'm seen. I'm an internet sensation. I got signed to a record label. They done send you to every city and ran you down and give you 25 cents. That's what's in the contract. They gave me 25 cents. And that's literally what's happening. Big Pat says Key Glock single Let's Go went platinum and on all the sports commercials. Sure did. Kim K playing Motivation for Cash. Okay. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now that at the next Memphis event, because I talked to the mayor, and the mayor said, and I told the mayor, and the mayor said he loved Young Dolph. He said, I love them too. And I said, was I said Young Dolph has done more for the city of Memphis than any rapper that I know. I said, and his artists are still continuing that legacy, although it goes unnoticed. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Okay. And I said, I believe that Young Dolph's artists should be invited to some of these events that's continuing his legacy and showing appreciation for what he did for the inner cities, especially in South Memphis. Okay, because that man has made some millionaires in Memphis. He said, and you know what? You show right. And I'm going to make sure of that. Okay. If you're going to get into a room, like my dad say, once you get in, what you going to do? You better not be agreeable. Okay. You better sit down and let the people know what it is and what you want. And that's people ask me about that, and that's what I did. I told y'all Paul Young and them are good people. Um, the real T says, Ken, I'm not finna keep listening to the drill. Nothing said. So after, oh Lord. Y'all, I'm getting ready to open up the phone lines, okay? We was talking about Hernandez Govan and is he going to tell on YG? Okay. Y'all hold up before y'all call in. Hold up 1 second. Lord, I just don't know what to think about my daughter anymore. Y'all hold on 1 second. Okay. Y'all hold on before y'all start calling. We get ready to start back talk about Govan. We're gonna take some, I would like to know what y'all think. Y'all make sure y'all hitting that like button. Okay, y'all. So now if y'all want to call in, y'all could definitely call in, okay? If y'all want to call in, y'all can call in. Y'all make sure you all hit the like button for me, okay? Hit the like button. If you haven't, please do. Let's see how many likes we got. Y'all, we don't even have 100 likes. We've had almost 200 people in here. Y'all hit the like button. Run the likes up. And then we'll start taking calls. I want to know, okay, what you all think. What do you all think about Hernandez Govan going to trial? What do you all think about that? Do you all think he's going to go to trial? Do y'all think that he is going to tell on YG and others? Because we already know that Govan was hired So is he going to tell on the people that hired him? They brought it back to the lands of the South because most people from Chicago got people from the South. Yeah, most people from Chicago came from Mississippi. Their people came from Mississippi, and they kind of migrated out to Chicago or Chicago and Indiana because of the. I know Indiana had like a factory back then. A lot of my people went to Indiana. A few went to Chicago, but for the most part, a lot of them went to Indiana. I don't think he will. We haven't heard YG name come up in 3 years officially. Okay. Letho says, man, we wore nothing but Cortez locks and starter coats. We hope he does. He too old to be doing a lot of time. He better leave him. Who messing with me this time? It'd be a lot of them. Y'all, the number is 901-662-0119. If you all want to call in, you could definitely call in, okay? 901-667-0119. Will Govan. Why do you all think that Govan decided to go to trial? Is it because is this like a decoy? Do y'all think it's it's a mess in the game, or do you think he couldn't get the deal that he wanted, which was complete exoneration? And so he's gonna take his chances, but I don't think that's a good idea. They said I hope Stan G gives up the second interview. I don't know if Stan G did a second interview with Govan. Did he? I thought he finally said he didn't. Y'all keep hitting that like button for me. I thought that he said that he didn't. So good morning, Doughboy. Believe me, YG name has been in the conversation with the feds. Yo Gotti, Yo Gotti has told on himself. He said that the feds and stuff had been following him. So I mean, that ain't nothing we making up. He said it. Stan G better try to get that 1800 he needs. Listen, before Stan G got locked up, Stan G said in one of his last vlogs, he said Govan ain't no snitch and Govan ain't telling. That's what Stan G said. You know, he it can when it kind of changed because before he had said something else. When he said that, because I believe that Stan G talked to those people, and they give him the information to put out. That's what I believe. They said Govan scared to tell the truth. That could be it. He may have gotten some threats because he didn't seem to be bothered at first. Yeah, he seemed to have he probably have gotten some threats. They said Stan G needs a co-signer. I tell you. Ken, I thought that Whack was gonna go co-sign for him. YG said if the house too dark, he goes to a hotel. Now that is telling you. Hey, I think everybody has their opinion about um whether Gotti was involved or not. I'm one of the ones that believe that he was. It started with him. G is still in the joint or not. I would think that he would be out by now, but I don't know. He may be still in the joint. I don't know. um, yeah, yeah. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Govan is going to trial. T Clean says, "Oh man, I'm in chains. Stan G better not drop the soap. Govan can't run with them bad knees, so he has to stand the fight." Hey Tamara, you are a bail bond CEO. Go bond. It got. Hey, I would have went and bonded him out. I would have. Stan, I don't know if he would have wanted me to bond him out to bail him out though, because Stan G said, he said that dark skinned women are like considered dirty and ugly and we the lowest on the totem pole. So I don't know if he would have wanted a dark skinned woman to bail him out. Okay. I don't know if he would have wanted me. I'm chocolate. He said the white women are upper echelon. So I don't know if he would have wanted me to bail him out because he says that we looked at as being evil and dirty and dark and all of that. Now that's what he said. Hey, this is Tamara. You already know what it is. Stop straight to the point. What's the word? Hey, can I get a mic shirt? Because I know people have. I can't hear you. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear straight to the point? True. Y'all can hear it. Because I don't want to disrespect Cam right there. They said they could hear you. They saying yes. All right, now, I had to talk about this situation, man. First off, that dark skinned women, that man, you need to go ahead with that, man. This way. You tripping with this shit. Thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. Man, I'm being for real. It was because I got light skin, light skin, and, and they don't said you got an echo. Straight to the point. They say you got an echo. Um, say something again. Okay, I don't hear it now. Right. I had you on. Now, good time. Let's go off the rails a little. Now, see what happened with Tyree True. I didn't. Okay, he was, yeah, where he got pulled over. Yeah. Yeah. Now, let me get your opinion on that because you ride for the law enforcement and all that and everything, and true enough, I think they was wrong. I think they was wrong. They only arrested him because they wanted to teach him that you're not just because you're a football player, we're not gonna let you go. That was wrong. They didn't have to arrest him. But I'm talking about the excessive force. You see how the officer, how he was first off, how he was coming at him and how he just grabbed him out of the vehicle. First off, he had no drug. He was on his way to an NFL game. Yeah. I mean, getting ready to play, literally like right around the corner from. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was wrong. It was wrong. They didn't have to do it. It was wrong. It was definitely wrong. I don't agree with what they did to him. I didn't look at the whole video, but when I read that they pulled him over. He was on his way to a game, right? He was getting ready to play, right?
Yeah.
I said they was only flexing because they knew he was a football player and they wanted to. A lot of times, what people have to understand, I'm gonna say this, and we'll get back to the subject. What people need to, there are a lot of police officers that I'm when I say I'm pro law enforcement, I'm talking about those good officers because I know that we cannot live in a lawless society. But there are a lot of officers now that get mad that they're working a dangerous job, and you have a lot of these boys. I think that's why a lot of them are so gun ho on taking down a lot of drug dealers. And I'm not saying that that selling drugs is right. I would never say that because I don't think that is right. But I think there are people who commit more heinous crimes than a drug dealer. But they get mad because they go, "We're working a job," and they some of them have an obsession with taking down them and not a person that's unaliving people, that's for doing things to children and women sexually. You know what I'm talking about? Which is the bottom of the barrel. Like those things should be done to them, not somebody that's driving a nice car and in your mind your ego step in and say, "Oh, he think because he a football player, we gonna do this and that to him. He driving this car." They really flexed on him. I don't like that.
Well, I mean, it was already profiling him from the beginning, Miss Tam, because for one, you seen what Tyreek Hill look like. You know what I'm saying? I got family out there. Miami and everything. You know, he had the white beater on and stuff like that. So they already gone. How to, I mean,
Before they pulled him over. Before any police officer ever pull you over, they gonna run your tag. I'm sure his cars came back to him. They knew who he was before he even got out.
right.
So they was just wrong. And I'm sure they know every football player out there.
And then they got the other, they got his teammate too. And I think, they were both wrong. Now, a lot of people, this is why I asked you that question on the family, because yeah, they had body cam for that. Think about how many other citizens that weren't Tyreek Hill. It wasn't an NFL player that they were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You never thought about it like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it's a good thing that it's on camera and that it has brought quite a bit of attention. So that
Yeah,
people that now what they'll do is the media can go back and look at um and request that those videos of those officers doing, pulling folks over and see how they were handled also.
yeah. So, I didn't mean to ask you about that because I was like, I'm the first person that's going to, a review on this would be, Miss Pam being, she talked about law enforcement and stuff, man. And I just felt like, 'cause I'm not placing all of that on political. There's times out there, some January, like dirty ones out there too, and that dude right there, he might have been having a messed up situation at home. Decided just okay, we gonna pull over Tyreek Hill, and we gonna try to, like you said, flex our little muscles or whatever, and then take some attention out of it. And it led him to.
Mm-hmm. Go back and look at the whole thing, though. I am. I'm gonna go back and look at the whole thing. And I'm gonna do a video on it.
Right, right. But I didn't mean to throw you in the loop. Man, fixing them out, doctor and what. I mean, man, these cats out here, they probably just mad because they're not getting thrown away. You feel me? Like, they probably got turned down by and traffic. Probably feeling a little soft.
Mm-mm. That could be it. That could be it. But I kind of think, but I will say this now. Like I said, and in that same video, Stan G did say, and Govan ain't gonna snitch. And before that, he had said something else. But I listens to what he say because I think he be talking to somebody. I don't know if nobody else believe it, but I believe he be talking to somebody. And he was like, Govan ain't gonna snitch, and the white folks don't even know what to do with him. He a gangster. I said, and before that, he sounded like he was kind of mad at him.
I mean, on this situation, this time, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. At this point, right now, everything that everybody's saying is based on speculation. Like the judge saying just now, will there be some from surprises? Absolutely. That's why, like right now, I'm kind of just sitting back, watching everything play out. Because right now, it's just like we go through it in our head and everything. When you say, "Well, God put God did it, that guy did it," he'll say, put a little salt in it, put a little spices in the gumbo, and then come back. It's all messed. Really, we don't know anything until the judge bangs his gavel, until everything starts on control.
Mm-hmm. Rest in peace, Young Dog says.
That's just my personal.
Rest in peace, Young Dog says. What's popping? Long live Dolph. I want to say this: if y'all have been watching since Govan got picked up, they always acted like they ain't know what he was gonna do. They knew he was gonna go to trial this whole time. Young Dog says, just didn't want him to get tapped while out waiting. And rest in peace, Young Dog says, and another thing, when Paul said they're gonna be done in 6 days, he didn't actually mean that, because the judge even know discovery take way longer than that. And rest in peace, Young Dog says, and I've been telling y'all, Govan was telling Stan G that stuff. Yeah, I believe that he talks to Stan G. But let me ask you this: do you believe that Govan is the mastermind? Sit down.
No, I don't want to listen to that. You want don't you jump through this phone, talk to nobody if I am. Huh?
Oh, you and just answer as honestly as you. I mean, just speak. Don't worry about me.
Even though I do love when you go ham, I love like calm down, but I don't want you to. No, real talk. I don't believe he's fully behind. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
playing a part, I mean, yeah, of course. Everybody has, that right to think, but not fully the mastermind. I believe it's deeper than some people actually believe.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of other, you know, you know, people that I look at the situation. Because, like I said in the time, and I've always been, I want y'all to know when the story broke out that young Dolph was RIP, me and South Cypress, we were the first ones to go live on it and talk to the place.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a long time. I'm talking about when they first.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I said. And I know, Miss Cam, I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
It was people. um,
Yeah.
Allow people. Right, I'm playing. Come backstage with his girlfriend at the time and everything. With her. Like, no 1, 2 minutes. We're talking about like an hour, 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those types of individuals. So the reason why I say that is because it's got people near him to him. No one is what it. No one would think that where I'm going next. No one would every move. I'm saying so. Somebody's like, oh yeah, it was this person on that side, it was that person on that side. It's so deep. This person standing right next to you. People don't like to talk like that. People don't want to hear that. When you tell them that, no, it ain't true. That ain't true. People making each other in the town.
Mm-hmm.
If I see somebody behind this town, I'm gonna town to watch out for them. Hey, Cam, man, I wouldn't be hanging with them. I needed that type of person around him. But to me, he didn't have nobody like that around him looking out for his business.
So you blame because okay, so you blame so are you saying that they are are you saying they're involved because they didn't look out? You don't feel like they looked out for him? Or are you saying they're involved because you feel like people on his side are involved because they were working with well, let me ask you, do you believe that anybody from CMG was involved?
I believe in both of them. And I've always said that. I said it in the chat to you, Mr. I said both ends. Yes, I said it. Y'all can put the cap on and everything. I believe it was on both ends. I'm not saying it was fully everybody from paper route and all that stuff, but I believe that on both ends there were people jealous on both ends. Of course, everybody want to try to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, pro here, here, anti-PNC and all this." But to be honest with you, McCown, we really don't know. It's just like with the situation with MC Hustle, just like with the situation that went on with Mo3, and just recently the situation that went on with Rich Homie Quan.
Mm-hmm.
And Rich Homie Quan now is coming out, oh, he has side chicks and all this other. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, Michelle, I believe it was on both sides.
Right. So who do you think who do you think that it was then? If you feel like it was on both sides, I mean that means you gotta believe that have a particular people that you think was involved.
Okay. Listen, I believe it wasn't just one specific person.
Uh-huh.
I believe everybody played a back in the alley type part, slide a briefcase under the table type deal. If you see what I'm saying, Miss Town, to the point where even the law enforcement wanted to cross the line.
Mm-hmm.
I know. And that's why a person like you, your personality, who ride for thought, who ride for the people that with the stuff that's going on in Memphis, not just all this mayhem that's going on in Memphis. I believe a person like you should be in charge. Look who's getting ready to potentially run our goddamn country, McCann. You got a lady letting these people in there and situations happening over there and whether I'm going to go off the realm, McCann. I'm just have to give an example. We got to put two and two together with stuff sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
There's some sort of control that can happen. They let that stuff happen in Venezuela with Aurora. Now, guess what? They done migrated over there to Chicago. They done went to New York. Guess what? They're even in Texas now. Think that's happening by coincidence? Hell no.
Well, I will say
you have somebody that is willing to do 100% the right thing, like yourself, in that NPD or whatnot, which all of them are crucial, and see what's going on. Maybe things would be a little better. But yes, I do believe there was a couple of people involved, and even at the most highest power.
Mm-hmm.
And people can sit up here and act like it's not true, but I know y'all got it in the back of your mind.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say this. I do know that, and I'm not prejudiced or anything by far, but I do know that a lot of migrants had gone to Chicago. Is one of the ones, right? One of the cities. I will say this, and I'm gonna get back on topic. And so I think I hear a lot of Black people, the media like to twist words when Trump said the black job, and they talking about my black job. This, he said black job. Well, we got to be honest. What jobs do we see mostly Blacks working? But I'm gonna say that for another, because I'm gonna do a video on that, because I got to talk about what I saw in Chicago.
Just go out around, but I was just using that again.
Well, let me ask you this before I let you go. Do you think that Govan, uh, I guess I don't know if you answered that. Do you believe that Govan played a part in it? Do you think he was the mastermind?
Well, yeah, you would ask me that, and like I said, I don't. I know he, probably had a little bit to do with it and everything, but as far as fully, we can't sit up there and say that because there's uh, so many like different parts and everything, and plus, if you know how Dolph was, and everybody know how both Dolph and Gotti.
Well, you can tell that Dolph didn't think. You know how some people don't allow stuff to go to their head. I don't think he took it that serious. It took himself seriously. That's why he was, just walking around Castelia, because he felt like I'm one of them. I grew up in Castelia. I'm one of the guys. But now I don't believe I don't think that law enforcement was involved with what happened to Young Dolph. That came via the vlogs. And I don't believe that any of his people did. If you believe that his people did, you're gonna have to believe that his people his artists had a consistent pattern. I think if any of what people don't understand, Young Dolph's people were the closest to him. Those were the ones that he really dealt with. If they had wanted him gone, they had more access to him. They wouldn't have had to wait until he went into a cookie shop. They would have been had dropped his location and got him taken out. That's how it would have happened. The way them folks had been constantly trying to take that man out, it would have happened way before November of 2021.
Right. And this is the thing. Now, I'm gonna say this, and I get off because I know other people want to chime in and say what they need to say. I'm not trying to take up too much of the time and time. So look at this situation, right? Okay, you remember the situation. Uh, I'm going off the rim, so I'm coming back. Stay with me, right? Remember what happened with Celine? Okay,
Yeah.
The lady that's getting ready to get out right now, getting out in March.
Yolanda getting out, Salvador?
Yolanda, yeah, she got to get out in March.
Why?
They letting her out. She made parole. Hey, that's a whole other situation.
Yeah, it is.
Talk about everything. All right, look. But see, did you know that she was trying to attempt to kill Selena like on 4 separate occasions?
No.
Okay. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. The reason why I bring that up, because they tried on several different occasions, try to get Dolph or whatever. But what was Dolph? He was calculated. Which from the time, even though he got hit and everything, he was calculated. The reason why I say that is because, oh yeah, they tried this way, they tried that way, and everything like that. But people, named Yolanda, you were the case was. You were the paperwork was. Chanel, she was running the store, several that Selena had. What you think they was, people posted off. And you know where every move was. In contact with stuff like that. Not everybody was involved over there. I don't want. But all I'm saying is it's heavy and it's now I'm just pointing to one person. I think the totality of several different people, several powerful positions.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, but Miss Karen, let's try y'all get the lights up. Make sure you sub to the channel if you are not a member also. And salute to Miss Karen for the great work.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you calling in.
No problem.
All right. Bye-bye. Hold on one second. Me let her know. Okay. Um, Rest in peace, Young Dolph says they saying that, but why this war still going? If Dolph people was so involved, I can tell y'all some is right now. That's been going on recently, where they've been trying to find Dolph's little brother. You know, I never understood why people had blamed Young Dolph's brother. Young Dolph's brother is a victim and he's a witness. Okay. And the reason that they're trying to find him is not because he's Young Dolph's brother. They're trying to find him because he's a witness, right? And I don't think Govan's tone has changed for nothing. I do believe that they have threatened him. I do believe that they have threatened him. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. I do. I believe that. Hold on one second. Hey, thanks for calling Real Talk with Tamara.
Hey, Tamara, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, I think Govan will go to trial and do what they're gonna go to.
You think that? So you think that he's going to actually try to take his chances with the state? Well, I mean, according to them, he is.
Yeah, according to the public record, he is.
Yeah.
I believe he's gonna throw a couple people on the well too. I don't know if he's gonna take the book on under myself.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna take him. Do you? I don't think that he will. I don't know though, because I don't know. I don't know because you got to think the closer it gets to a trial, because Govan didn't seem to be. He didn't seem, worried or bothered about walking around or anything like that. Do you think that? Do you think that they've threatened him?
No. Mm-mm. He moves too easily in the streets, and I'm wondering why the streets ain't got him yet. They got everybody else.
Yeah, he moved very easily in the streets. Which was weird to me because and the reason I said that, and the reason I always made a point about that, I was like, dog, if anybody thought that he would ever testify against them, they would have been trying to take him out.
That's what I'm saying. Like when the trial starts, you don't think they're gonna take him out then? Because he can tell them anything. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. And the trial comes, then they call it a discovery package.
Yeah.
Okay, they found folks when they call it out, and they find out what's really happening. That's when Memphis come on. Memphis click, Memphis stick. Memphis is a snake here. They go on sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had did one story. You did one story on the young man that was involved in the Charlotte case, and it got him. Get Trump, get the phone, in the truck,
Mm-hmm.
out of town and everything. If you know 3 days before that big young man came in my store and said, "Don't play no ball."
So you're talking about, you're talking about, yeah, the guy. You're talking about the young guy that was with Black Youngster when they was going to trial for Charlotte. That remember when they was going to trial with Charlotte? His name was, and what's his name? Was his name Antico?
Antavius.
Antrail and Antavius. Okay, so Antavius. So Antavius came into your store that you worked in and told you not to play Young Dolph's music.
He was coming at about Gatorade, and we have been playing around the surround things.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting at playing the piano. So when you play the song, the video comes up. And you can see the video too. We coming in, like look at man, we play shit. You don't get up out of here. Get up out of here. Hey, I'm not cutting this off. What's wrong with you? He walked out, he rolled his eyes and walked out.
Wow.
I remember it.
Was that shortly after Young Dolph? Was that, how long ago has that been?
Oh, this was 2 years ago.
So it was right. Was it right after he was taken out?
Come on, Dolph been gone 3.5, 4 years.
Almost 3 years. He left in 21.
Something like after like a couple of months, like let's say 8 months afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's say 8 months afterwards, because it's November, then the other year came up. It was like summertime. You feel what I'm saying? It was short sleeves, fans, and stuff like that. It was summertime after that. I remember that. I told him to get the hell up out of my goddamn suit. That made me mad. Keith, that made me mad almost.
Wow. And nobody has
we play a lot of music.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me to cut that shit off. I looked at him like,
Oh, wow. And nobody knows what happened to him, do they?
oh, yeah, they know exactly.
They got the person who did that to him?
No. Exactly. Please no. No, they had take them back.
So they chased the one.
They straight out the park. He was flying down with.
Yeah, because that was down there on Danny Thomas, right? He was hit up on Danny Thomas.
They got him at the park. Like, he's trying to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He made that left and didn't make it right. You feel what I'm saying? He made it and kind of like got out of control. Truck got out of control. He was in a truck. I don't know if it was a Ford. It's remember. Yeah. That's the same truck he pulled up in my store.
Yeah.
I remember black truck. Right, hit that pole right there by Melco. Hit that pole.
He didn't stop at no. He was running for some people and stopped at a light.
Oh, okay. When you come down there and coming from 201.
Yeah.
Melco. Right.
Yeah.
It's the pole right there. They got out the car and assassinated him. Shot the baby and everything. I think they shot the baby leg off.
Oh my God. Was the girl in there?
Yeah, the girl was in there.
Trying to think, because I remember I did a video on it. Was the girl killed?
No, but she a paraplegic.
So she can't walk no more. Oh my God. No, they saying that I think I did a video on it. They did hit that girl up, didn't they? They took her out. I remember they shot the baby leg off. And rest in peace, Young Dolph saying that they took that girl out. I can't remember. I be doing video. I can't remember.
Family members got to take care of her neck.
Oh wow.
Yeah, these is like a, you can't do for himself no more.
I hate that. Well, if they chase him down like that, because they want to, associate everything with the Young Dolph's case. No, that was something that had just happened. If he was chased down like that, that means that was something that was going on. That he was.
They do so much stuff. They do so much stuff in the city. So much. See what I'm saying? The reviews come from everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you get out what you put in. So they was doing so much.
If they chase you down in daylight, that's something that had just happened. Them folks were still mad.
It was like 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And that very busy out, for it, and they want to get so even. You run people, you got people work around with so many people. Hey, we didn't care.
But then shortly after that, while that was going on, somebody else was hit up like up the street, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was his little partner that was hit up the street.
15 minutes later, they have to go way up the street by Mississippi. Mississippi ain't number 2 miles from Trump.
Or less. I don't think it's 2 miles. Mississippi ain't 2 miles from Crump. I don't even think it's a mile.
I don't think it's a mile.
I don't even think it's a mile.
I hear one thing. I'm letting know people come in and call. Just want to get what you know this case.
Okay. Rest in peace, Young Dog says, I'm dead. That's crazy as hell because I believe it. He said, I seen 2 interviews and both said Dolph will pull up with no security. That I am she Johnson says Thaddeus Matthews said they got a whole singing chorus. G Fender says, rest up, Flipper Man, your hometown riding for you for sure. Straight to the point says, okay, he's talking about. And rest in peace, Young Dog says they took out the girl. Antoine's magname says Dolph knew he was surrounded around sharks. Antoine says no, he wasn't the mastermind. He doesn't run a functional business or successful in anything. The people who plan Dolph's Unraveling is behind closed doors. The rest are just crash dummies being used.
Our business just went out of business. Big Jook, just went out of business. I tell the guy, boy,
That was his smoke shop on Shelby Drive in Bournshire?
yeah, that's so the real one.
Yeah.
Smoke or something like that.
For some reason, I thought his smoke shop was in North Memphis.
Like the old days, you had one in Memphis. I know that you remember. You had one in Whitehaven. Oh.
Oh my.
One in Whitehaven closed before we played.
Is that the one they kept breaking into?
Yeah. Over there by the trophy center.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, that's the one right there. I think they had got frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to close it down.
Oh man.
Yeah, you seen that smoke shop before?
Yeah, I know exactly where Born said. Yeah, I've seen it. I didn't know that was his. I thought that smoke shop was his smoke shop was in North Memphis.
Nah, he had one. I don't know about the one in North Memphis. I just knew two locations. And one in Whitehaven. I used to like that one because the building was cute. I ain't never go in it, but I like that the design and stuff you had on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on.
My.
Yeah. There's somebody else call in. I love you, girl.
Okay, I love you too. Thanks for calling in.
Right.
All right, bye-bye. I tell you. I tell you. I didn't know. I knew that when I think his name was Antavius or something. I do know that he was involved in. He was going to court with Black Youngster when they tried to hit Dolph up um in North Carolina or something. I believe it was North Carolina. Was it North Carolina? And but I didn't know that. I remember when those that happened. I know they shot the baby leg off. I thought the girl, because they were saying that the girl was his sister at first. I thought that the girl didn't survive, but I don't know. I do know about 10 or 15 minutes later, up the street from where he was hit up at, another young man was hit up. I didn't know that that was his partner, right? I tell you. Hey, Adriana. That's why we still swimming with the pigeons, flying with the fishes. So I tell you, hey, yeah, it's this right here is gonna be interesting, to see what all happens, what all comes out. But as as much evidence as these people got, if you were involved in something, I wouldn't chance it. I wouldn't chance it. Um, but I see that a lot of these men are, but I wouldn't chance it. G Family says you think another continue gonna happen. Think that the judge is going to allow another continuance. Straight Drop's attorney tried to get, I do know this for a fact. Straight Drop's attorney tried to get another continuance as early as last month, and the judge would not allow it. I do know that for a fact. So she ain't playing. He was trying to get it continued from September, from this month, and she she shot that down. So I don't think she's going to allow another continuance, and especially not this late in the game if she shot it down last month. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Like I said, we have 13 days. We have 13 more days before this trial goes on. And what's so unfortunate is that even when stuff started coming out, people are, gonna want to find ways to support their narrative. And regardless to who is arrested now or later, it don't matter as long as they are arrested. I'm talking about the people that was involved in helping and plotting with the assassination of young Dolph, because we already know that it does not stop. It does not stop with the shooters. It does not stop with Govan. It does not start with Govan. It does not stop with Straight Drop and Cornelius and some of the rest of them that they might have down there in their jail. And it didn't start with them. The masterminds are not locked up at this point. And I guess what we want to see is, are the people that the masterminds hired, gonna tell them? Okay. Are they going to tell on them? They said the internet is going to be dry once this case is over. I'm sure some people going to try to have life, consistently, um, try to breathe life into a dead thing. But facts, that's what I was saying, Tam. Yeah, it's going to try to bring, like I said, I'm not convinced that there's going to be a trial. For some reason, I just think it's something going on. I think that it's something going on, y'all. I just do. I ain't got no confirmation on, but I just I just do. They can't lie no more. That's all I want. Right. Like I said, and I think I've stood on this. And in no way, shape, or form am I going to allow, when the trial starts, people to come and not in my chat, they can't, and try and talk bad about Young Dolph's family and all of that. I can't do that. I can't allow that type of energy into my chat. I don't like to beat up on victims. I don't, because I understand that with this being my chat, I have to reap what I sow. Shoot, I got enough going on in my life. I ain't trying to reap for some stuff I ain't got to reap for. I got to pay for some of the things I've done. Shit, my revenge or stuff. Let me pay for that, not something I don't have to pay for. G Finley, they will come back with their comeback BS. Yeah. Well, it's gonna be interesting. I wonder though if Govan is gonna have Dirk's attorney. We don't see him much. We see him with what's his name? Durham Handle or something, or Handle Durham, if I'm saying his name right. We see him with him more so now. But we already know that Dirk's attorney costs a lot of money. So, you know, I think the only thing that's probably saving Govan and them is that all of the crash dummies are too afraid to go and do any hits on somebody like Govan and them, because they already know it would be asinine, because everybody being watched, and they wouldn't get to spend no money, just like straight dropping them didn't get to spend none, except for with the lawyers. That's the only money that it's a darn shame you go do a hit and the lawyers get every dime of it. The lawyers got every single cent of it. And so this is what should teach these young men a lesson, that you don't go and do stuff like this. So, hey, at any rate, did y'all hit that like button? My friend already telling me from Chicago, girl, go ahead and book your flight right now. I just got home. Already ready for me to come back. I ain't gonna be able to go right now anyways. I will look at going again around when it gets warm, like around next year. I'll go next year, but I know for a fact I'm gonna be in New Orleans. We already got that booked. I will be in New Orleans on my birthday next year for 1 week, having fun. Um, they will need physical evidence, expect any of the defendant's statement. Well, that's true. That's true. They said somebody do a wellness check on Cypress. Cypress was in here earlier. I thought I saw Cypress come in here. He said, "I'm in here." I saw him. He just said something one time, and then he didn't say nothing else. So I guess they do need to do a wellness check on Cypress. Because he's supposed to be in here defending Gotti. Shout out to Cypress though. You know what I mean? Cypress, he do everything in fun. You know what I mean? I don't think he stressed, be stressed about it. He don't try to stress nobody else about it. He believe what he believe, we believe what we believe, and then we just go on, right? It ain't no malice or anything like that. And I don't even think Cypress take it just from what I can see. I don't think he even take it that seriously. I think he come in here just that he be coming in here to have fun. That's what I think. He come in here to have fun, and then he go on. He says, "Cype, he doing good." He was in here. Cypress don't even believe God is innocent. He forgot I got some of his old archives now. He don't even believe that. That's why he have to laugh. They said Cypress is consistent. Well, he just started being consistent. He wasn't consistent at first. I mean, he was consistent in saying that he was rocking with CMG. I give him that. He said that. But as far as saying they weren't involved, he knew that they were involved. He used to try and justify it. Now he just flat out denied. I said, Lord, look at Cypress. Anyways, y'all, I gotta finish cleaning up this mess my daughter left behind in my house. Yeah, my daughter. Oh, mm. Y'all know she went on my bar and opened up my vintage liquor. I ain't opened that liquor up, and she went and opened up my stuff. I don't even like talking about it. That girl gets on my nerve so bad. Hmm. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm going through my stuff. What the hell is this? Y'all had so many packages. When I got home, it was ridiculous. Okay. I am She Johnson. Okay. Oh, I gotta go and pick up some stuff. As a matter of fact, from the Black Barbie. Um, as a matter of fact, I need to go get that today. What time is it? I really had not planned on doing anything but organizing my house again because my daughter did a number on me, y'all, and then had the nerve to get mad. To my, well, Mama, just next time, just stay home and don't go nowhere. Don't ask me to house sit. Y'all know she better be glad she said that over the phone. Y'all, that girl, oh, she know good and well. I gotta say this. One of my pet peeves, and she know that, and I didn't teach them this either. One of my pet peeves is seeing towels and stuff hanging over a shower or stuff like that. Once you take a bath or you take a shower, you put that towel in a dirty clothes hamper. I don't hang no damn towel over showers and use the same damn towels. I don't. She wasn't raised to do that either. When I walked into my restroom in my bedroom, because she stayed at my house, and I saw towels hanging over the damn shower, I about had a fit. Whew, I don't even want to talk about that girl. Oh, she had my flat irons out. She had them went through all my cosmetic stuff. She had out all my oils. She done stole quite a bit of my body scrubs. I I mean, and then she so oh, I guess she didn't get a chance to finish stealing, so she went through my cabinet in my restroom and she pulled everything out, y'all, in the floor. And I said, "Well, Mama, I was intending to put it back." I said, "Why in the hell you down there going through that stuff?" I ain't even got to it. I had it stocked up how I wanted it. I use it one at a time. I guess she going through it to steal what she want and forgot to put it back in. Y'all, I can't with these kids. I can't. I just can't. How about I let her use I left the keys to my cars. And so she had told me, Mom, I had to drive your car because something went on with her car to go do something. How about I told her, I said, okay, so when I get from the airport, my other daughter come and get me, just leave my car at my mama's house. Okay. How about when I get in, this is get in my truck, my main car that my personal car. And I back up and y'all, she had been driving my truck. How about I back up my truck, said scrrrr, a brand new damn truck, y'all. A brand new truck. Y'all, what she do to my truck? Y'all, what did she do to my truck? Why my truck doing it? I backed up scrunch. That just started when I got off the flight. I wasn't even ready for what I walked into in my house. But just hearing my truck say scrunch, just y'all, I don't know what she did to my truck. And I said, Mama, you ought to be grateful. I cleaned that truck out real good after she done tore my truck up. Y'all, when I walked into my house, I could have hollered and cried. I could have. I could have hollered and cried. Dishes in the sink. She called herself fix the bed, but I mean, she may as well had not fixed it. She took the cover and pulled oh, I don't even know why she had to sleep. It's other rooms in my house. Why she had to sleep in my bed? Why she have to go into my restroom and leave and have towels hanging over the shower railing? She know how I am about a restroom. And then had towels in my floor. I had to step out on the towel. She know that makes my flesh crawl. Y'all, what she do to my truck? It sounds like she messed those back brakes up. That's what. Oh my God. Mm. Who is DW? Yeah, I give my other daughters the house too. She's way more Lord have mercy. How about my my granddaughter, her toys and stuff all over the house. And so then I go to my garbage can that's out by my back door. All she had to do was take my garbage bag out and take it to the and take it and put it out in the garage and dump them in the big garbage can, take it to the road. Y'all, she didn't take my garbage can to the road on last Friday. And then when I walked back, when I looked at my garbage can, it's filled up with Pampers. Yeah, why wouldn't she take it and put it out in the big garbage? I I ain't gonna even tell y'all what else went on because it's just I'm too stressed to do it. My washroom is normally stocked. I'm a washing powder and cleaning supply and Clorox fanatic. So everything is stocked to the capacity. I told my mama, I don't know what she stole. I just know it ain't she stole. It ain't stocked to the capacity. But she did so much. I couldn't even be stressed about that. Why would you go and open up vintage whiskey? I don't even drink whiskey. I got it a long time ago, and I've had whiskey that I didn't open because I don't drink whiskey. When I had COVID, she done went and opened my stuff, and then talk about, well, Mama, I just wanted to try it. She went and opened. She went on my bar, y'all, and opened up my stuff. My poor old puppies was sticky. I don't even want to talk about that because I want to. I let them dogs out. No, you didn't let them out there. Y'all, why was my puppy sticky? My dogs ain't never been sticky. I keep them. Oh, Lord. Anyways, I can't even go to the office today. I gotta try and get some order to my house. I had a watermelon. Y'all know how I am about watermelon. I was like, oh, I bought a watermelon before I left, and I said I'll cut it when I get home. How come the watermelon being cut and almost down to the rind or whatever you call it? The watermelon been cut and ate up, cut and ate up. Okay, hold on one second, y'all. Okay, you guys, this is a very important conference. I forgot that I had it, that I got to get on. So I'm going to let you guys go. I might get on again tonight. Okay. I may get on again tonight. I'm definitely going to do some videos, but I got to take this conference call. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. I appreciate you all and your support as always. Okay. Rocking with me the long way. Please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a good day. I love you guys. Okay. I'll talk to you later.